The Second Amendment outlines the fundamental right of individuals to bear arms, right? Says who? The amendment is brief. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, who exactly is the people? Supreme Court Justice John Stevens, in his landmark dissent to District of Columbia versus Dick Anthony Heller, said this: the Second Amendment was adopted to protect the right of the people of each of the several states to maintain a well-regulated militia. It was a response to concerns raised during the ratification of the Constitution that the power of Congress to disarm the state militias and to create a national standing army posed an intolerable threat to the sovereignty of the several states. Neither the text of the amendment nor the arguments advanced by its proponents evidence the slightest interest in limiting any legislature's authority to regulate the private civilian uses of firearms. Specifically, there is no indication that the framers of the amendment intended to enshrine the common law right of self-defense in the Constitution. The late John Stevens' dissent was given in view of the majority opinion led by the late Antonin Scalia, which upheld that any ban on handguns in DC was fundamentally unconstitutional via the Second Amendment. Now, John Stevens' dissent was so critical because it framed the right to bear arms given in the Second Amendment as a function of states' rights. We all know DC is not a state, so how could it be unconstitutional to put a ban on the right of individuals to own a gun? I say all this to say that laws are neither fundamentally moral or black and white. And yet, the decisions by these late justices of the Supreme Court have a very real implication in our everyday lives, especially so given recent news headlines. I'm a member of SCOTUS Theater. It's an organization that is committed to bringing the review of Supreme Court cases to the community through a series of dramatic readings. There are events happening in San Francisco on August 10th and also in New York City on August 18th. Won't you come out, hear the cases for yourself, and be a part of the conversation?